Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for your latest Manchester United news roundup show. I am Dean. No, I'm not a mayor. I'm not a mayor. People are probably like, oh, but look, I am Dean. A mayor since he's probably done what 2-3 videos on the channel so far. We've actually gotten good feedback, which not just only does well for the channel, but makes a good impression for him and makes me want them even more. So big up to everyone who viewed the video, liked the video, and subscribed and all that good stuff as well. Look, we've a bit to get into today. I want to start off with, please like the video, comment your thoughts on the news, and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified every time we go live and make a video. And follow our socials, links in the description. You can see the Twitter and Instagram. That I know it's called X, but it's Twitter, isn't it? It's still Twitter. So we'll start off and we'll discuss about Sordar Brailsford. This is coming out from Ryan Whitwell. So Sordar Brailsford is looking to appoint another executive, primarily covering recruitment. Julian Ward featured prominently in the discussions. Ward is cautious about his next choice and sees the scope of the role as important. Look, I don't know much about who these people want to bring in, get rid of, or whatever. Right? I probably know people. Obviously, I know the people who want to get rid of. What the main kind of thing for me is, and I look at Ineos and Brailsford and Ratcliffe and whatever, and I just look at, right, they're trying to do things the right way. They're not rushing into things. They're doing things quietly. They're doing things the way they have to do things the way they want it and the way and things they like. Manchester United have confirmed that Ineos co-founder John Rees and Ineos sport chairman Rob Nevin have joined the club's board following confirmation of Sir James Ratcliffe's 27.7% stake and full control of football operations last night. So Manchester United did confirm it on their Instagram page earlier on today. Look, listen, it's nice that things are starting to hit in now. We can do a lot more things now with Manchester United. Well, Ineos can. But Jim Ratcliffe did speak a bit about it, and this might be a longer pre-recorded video because of the things he was talking about. So we'll start it off. Sir Jim Ratcliffe on his co-ownership, he says, "It feels wonderful. You sort of have to pinch yourself a little. It's a bit of a boyhood dream. It's a very proud moment, and I'm very honoured to help take Manchester United forward." He says, "I'm not interested in the financial aspects of this investment at all, really, because I make enough money in chemicals, oil and gas, really. This is not a financial investment. It's because I'm interested in seeing Manchester United being successful again." He said, "It hasn't been successful the last 11 years, but it needs to get back to where it should be, which is at the top of the game." He says, "On the pitch, is really simple, and I think the only interest we have is winning football matches and competing for the Premier League and competing for the Champions League." So he says that's our only interest, winning matches and trophies and being involved in Manchester United. This is what Manchester United is about. I mean, maybe I'm slightly biased, but I think it's the biggest, the greatest, and the most well-known football club in the world. No, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, you're not being biased. You're far from being biased. Manchester United is one of the biggest and best and most well-known and greatest and most well-known clubs in the world. I might be biased saying that, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe, no, you are not being biased, my friend. You are not being biased. As far as I can see, you're speaking facts. And him coming in saying he's not coming, he doesn't really care about the financial side of things. He just wants to get Manchester United back to the top. He wants to see us winning trophies, winning football matches, things going well, getting Manchester United back to where we belong, which it is the top. Anyone can say, I don't care what you say, Manchester United should be at the top, should be at the pinnacle of football. That's where we belong. That's what Manchester United is known for, winning trophies and winning games and, not losing all the time. And, when we win, we win. Not like, when we score 2 goals and we nearly get pegged back and all that sort of stuff and lose on penalties to Villarreal and Europe League fine. But look, that's just how it is. What Ineos are doing on Ratcliffe and Brailsford, whatever, what they're doing, who they're bringing in, who they're getting goal, what they're saying, look, they're kind of getting more people on their side by their talking. And what they're doing is, they brought in Barada. They're looking at bringing in Dan Ashworth. Again, a bit of confusion over that. May did speak about that in the previous video, so go back and check that out if you haven't already on the channel. Be much appreciated. So I personally, I didn't want us to bring in. I didn't want Ratcliffe to take over. I did before Qatar came along. I did before Qatar came along, and then when they come along, I was probably being a bit two-faced, saying, well, yeah, Qatar money, what they were saying. But now what Ineos are doing, I'm kind of like, okay, I like it. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. I don't know. No one knows. But what they're saying and what they're doing is good for me. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe says Manchester United should always be competing for the league title and the Champions League title always. So that's how we have to measure ourselves. In terms of what our expectations are off the pitch, if you like, I mean, that's just about values, I think. He says Manchester United does stand for certain values. It's got a style of football. It's got a code of values by which people have to respect. So we would expect people to do that. He says, I think any team that wears the Manchester United badge on their shirt is important to the club because they're wearing the badge and they need to be successful and winning. So they're all important components of the club. Again, he's a fan. I'm a fan of the club of Manchester United, obviously. I'm already doing this for the crack. You have to respect what he's saying and what he's doing at the moment. You do, regardless of if you wanted him or not. And that's coming from me, who didn't want them. Just, you know how vocal I am, and I don't want anything. So, yeah, look, it's good for me. It's good for me what they're saying. And hopefully what they're saying isn't a fluke and isn't crap, because, I've seen the Glazers do it time and time again. But Ratcliffe, when he says something, I'm a bit like, okay, go for it. Just you do what you have to do. I think people are kind of like me in a sense. Not many, but if you are kind of like, right, I'll sit back and I'll see what you can do. I'll see what he's all about, and we'll see what the mojo is. And that's just how it goes for me. And hopefully things can go well. I won't judge him this summer. I'll judge him to an extent, but then I won't be getting to the stage. It'll take me probably a while before I say, yeah, we made a mistake. We're never going to be successful. Like, I still don't think we're going to reach the top pinnacle of football with the Glazers in the background. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. Hopefully we can become successful with the Glazers in the background. But look, that's just, time will tell. Time will only tell. Ratcliffe has said, he says, that's what the club's all about. It's the fans, really. I've always said we don't own the club. The shareholders, myself and the Glazer family, we don't own the club. The true owners of the club are the fans, the community. We're merely guardians or stewards for a period of time of the club. He said we don't own the club. The club is a community asset, and so it's all about the fans, really, and what the fans want. Because what's really, really important to those people who live in Manchester and go to the game every week is they want to see the team winning, because that's so enjoyable for everybody, and we recognise that. So it's all about the fans. Look, I think Manchester United is all about the fans. I think Manchester United fans are very, very vocal. I mean, every Man United fan I know or I see, or fan channel you watch or whatever, we're very, very vocal. We're very passionate. We want nothing but the best. We want nothing but success for Manchester United. We want people to be successful, even if you don't like a player and you think he's bad and we should get rid of him. You still want him to be successful. You don't hate him. You still want him to be successful. Yeah, we may say, oh, these players are shit. We're never going to do this. You still love the players and you still wish them the best of luck. That's just how it is, and that's what that's my kind of my way of how I think of things. I go through things with Manchester United, and look, we're very we're quick to judge, but that's just how it is. Sometimes we've been right. You look at the Glazers out. The Glazers out. Things used to do wanting the Glazers out when Old Trafford, when they burst into Old Trafford, the protests. I knew I'd get the word in the end. The protests. Even at the stadium, even with Ratcliffe in, we're still saying we want Glazers out. The fans still want Glazers out. Ratcliffe is only here to give us a bit of hope, and hopefully that hope can turn into an existence. And what we're hoping is hopefully what can happen with the Glazers goal, Ratcliffe does well, and we're back to the top again, winning every game, every trophy up for grabs. And that hopefully that can't be the case with Manchester United. He says, he speaks about Old Trafford, which I'll just stick it up on the screen there. He says, Solskjaer and Ratcliffe on a new Old Trafford. He says, in an ideal world, I think it's a no-brainer. He says, you want a stadium in the north, a stadium of the north, which would be a world-class stadium where England could play, and you could have the FA Cup final, and it's not all centred around the south of England. Look, listen, again, back to being Mr. Dean being vocal. I don't want Old Trafford to be knocked down. I don't want Old Trafford to... I don't want to see us build a new stadium again. I think just improve, just fix the stadium with the way it is now. Fix it. It does need a bit of fixing. It does need a bit of DIY. It could do with, it could do with a bang of a paintbrush or a screwdriver, something like that. I was going to say a hammer, but then people will probably take that up wrong and say, we want to say knock down. I don't. I don't want Old Trafford to be knocked down. That's just how it is. It's just how I am. I'm probably just being a weirdo like that way. But that's just how I am. I don't want to see Old Trafford being knocked down. That's my opinion. No one's opinion is right nor wrong. You know what I mean? I just don't want to see Old Trafford being knocked down. I just think you get the same feeling, the same vibe. And, most players want to play for Manchester United because Old Trafford, the Madrid legends have stepped on the pitch, went to success, great moments, all that good stuff. It just wouldn't be the same in a new stadium. That's just my opinion. But look, if Ratcliffe wants to do that, by all means do. But look, I won't go mad, but I'll be a bit... Yeah, we could have done better. But look, it is what it is. Solskjaer and Ratcliffe, and let us know what you think about Ratcliffe's comments so far and about Old Trafford as well. So Solskjaer and Ratcliffe, he says, we have a lot to learn from our noisy neighbour and other neighbour. They are the enemy at the end of the day. There is nothing I would like better than to knock both of them from their perch. I'm going to say Man City, obviously. Look, I wouldn't say they're noisy neighbours. I kind of see them more neighbours that would, if you left your back door open, they just break in and take what they want, rob 115 things, and you'd have it on camera, be a clear as day, and be sued and get punished. That's just how I look at it. So robbers. So I'm messing, Man City fans, if there's any watching, I'm messing. I'm not. So Solskjaer and Ratcliffe's message to supporters, he says, absolutely, our priority is performance on the pitch. We want Manchester United to be challenging for the Premier League and Champions League. That's what Manchester United is about. It's the greatest club in the world and should be playing the greatest football in the world. But it's not a light switch. We can't just switch a switch and all of a sudden we'll play at the level of Real Madrid, because they haven't been for the last 11 years. That takes time and a bit of patience. He says the important thing is that we all observe the trajectory of Manchester United over the next 2 or 3 seasons, and that has to be in a good direction. He does speak about Ten Hag. He says, what I would say, if you look at the last 11 years, Manchester United have had quite a few coaches. Some of them are very capable and have been very successful, but nobody has been successful in that Manchester United environment for the last 11 years. So that would say to me that there's something wrong with the environment. I really hope Ratcliffe backs Ten Hag, and I think he will. I think he will to an extent. I think he'll give him this. I think again, there may be a few questions if he don't make top 4, but look, that's just how it is. I think he'd get away with top 5. I think that's what Ten Hag would actually get away with it. So yeah. He speaks about Dan Ashworth and says, I think Dan Ashworth is a 10 out of 10 sporting director, one of the best around. He also, track back a bit. So Jim Ratcliffe and Dan Ashworth, he says, it's a bit silly. Personally, I won't get dragged into that. What I do think is completely absurd is suggesting a man who was really good at his job sits in the garden for 1.5 years. Ultimately, you can't really criticise Dan Ashworth for looking at maybe the most coveted job in football as a sporting director, particularly with the challenge at Manchester United. He says, I think Dan Ashworth is a 10 out of 10 sporting director, one of the best around. He would be very good for Manchester United. It was understandable that somebody like Dan would see the Manchester United job as a very interesting challenge at this stage of his career. Look, I'm on board with Dan Ashworth coming in. I'm slightly on board with. I don't mind what they do at Old Trafford. I'm slightly on board with Sir Ratcliffe, what he's saying, what he might be doing, and that goes with Dave Brailsford too. I am on board slightly with what's going on around Manchester United. I do not mind if they want to knock Old Trafford down, but I think we could do a lot of better things. I think we could just improve it a bit. Don't knock it down, improve it a bit. But that's just my opinion. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. But that is what that Sir Ratcliffe has said. He's spoken. The man has spoken. He's spoken words. He's spoken a bit of sense, in my opinion. And look, obviously what he's saying is good, and it sounds good, and it looks all lovely. And hopefully we can actually, all what he's saying, it's easier said than done. But yeah. A bit about Luke Shaw. So Luke Shaw is out for around 3 months with a hamstring injury. Surgery is not needed, but the recovery and rehab will be long. That is coming from Insider United. A few others I've been posting it as well. So Luke Shaw out for 3 months, which is, oh my God, March, most of the season. Will he be back come May? Who plays left back now between now and then? Wan-Bissaka is still out. Do we play a centre back, left back? Do we call up someone from the academy? Do we look into it as far as free agents? What do they do? But Luke Shaw being out, who's probably our best and crucial left back, obviously. Him being out for that amount of time is not good. I mean, he's only back from injury not long, so now we're back with Malacia injured, Wan-Bissaka injured, Martinez injured. I'm not sure if I said Wan-Bissaka or not, but they're out injured, which is, yeah, it's not good. You know, it's not good. When we thought we were getting our full strength team back, more injuries out again. But Luke Shaw out for 3 months. Let us know what you think. Last bit of news, slightly bit about Thomas Tuchel, coming out from Christian Falk. He says Thomas Tuchel wants to return to the Premier League. Manchester United is a club he was always interested in. After he parts ways with Bayern Munich in the summer, he will be ready to take on a new challenge. Now, look, I don't want Tuchel. If you're struggling at Bayern Munich with Harry Kane, Kimmich, Goretzka, Müller, Coleman, Sane, Gnabry, Upamecano, Matiseli, Kim Min-jae, Alphonso Davies, Mazraoui, I mean, you think he's going to do well with? I know he won a Champions League with Chelsea, but you know, I look at that as a Chelsea, you know, manager bounce, and that's how it was. I mean, he didn't win one with. I don't think he won one with PSG. I think he made it to the final, but he lost. So, yeah, not good enough for me. But I don't want Thomas Tuchel. Ten Hag is better for me. Tuchel should be absolutely have no troubles with Bayern, and he is. And I know there's a few decent teams like Dortmund and Leverkusen, but still, they should be at the top, especially with bringing in Harry Kane. But look, he's going this summer. Ollie maybe could be going there as interim, who knows. But look, let us know what you think of that in the comments below. That has been the news. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.